Hey everybody, I'm willing to place a friendly wager that you don't know who Marshall Cletus Byles is. So why don't we tell you about him? Hey everybody, welcome back to the Renewed Homestead. Ben and Denise here, and why do you care who Marshall Cletus Byles is? Well, let's tell you about him a little here. This gentleman went to work in the cotton fields when he was 4 years old. Now this is leading up to the Great Depression, so this young boy had no formal education, worked in the fields. And as he got a little bit older, he was looking for opportunities to make money, and so he became a wrestler, or a wrestler, as he would say. And he got $1 for every fight that he won. And
he lost very few, he said.
Oh, okay, lost very few. So that's good, I guess. At least he wasn't a boxer getting his brains beat in, right?
True.
Anyway, so from there he became a pilot. I can only imagine that that was for crop dusting kind of things, but.
I don't think back then.
No?
No, not in the 30s and 40s.
Maybe he was.
He was doing airmail, I believe.
Oh, okay, airmail. I was thinking maybe it was one of those barnstormers where they get somebody up on the wings and they fly through the middle of a barn and that dangerous acrobatic stuff.
No, but I believe it was airmail.
That stuff's crazy. Anyway, so from there he, going on and saw an opportunity in his town. There was a steep hill going up out of town, and mining trucks and cars would go up this hill and get almost all the way up, and the radiator would go out, burn up, and so roll back down the hill. Well, Mr. MC Byles, also known as Radiator Charlie, decided, I'm going to open a repair shop at the bottom of the hill. So sure enough, cars would go up, get almost to the top, and roll back down right into his garage where he'd fix them. So they started calling him Radiator Charlie.
Quite the entrepreneur.
Yes, he was. Yes, he was. So from there, he was looking for other opportunities, and for some reason, he decided to look into an agricultural practice.
Yes.
of sorts.
So he decided he wanted to make a better tomato. And he was affected by the Great Depression, like many people were. So in the 30s, he looked to make a better tomato to possibly sell. So he took 4 varieties that he believed were going to give him the properties that he wanted in a tomato. So he took a German Johnson, he took a beefsteak, he took an Italian variety, and an English variety. And what he did was he took basically 10 plants and he put them in a circle, and right in the center he put the German Johnson tomato. And he would actually take a baby eardropper, and he would go and take the pollen from the tomatoes on the outside, and then he would pollinate the German Johnson with the pollen. And it took him about 6 years. He would save the seeds from each tomato plant, and then by the 6th year, excuse you, that's my microphone. Hopefully you could hear me over her. So after 6 years, he actually got the variety of tomato that he wanted. And in the 40s, he started selling them for $1 a plant. And y'all, $1 a plant in the 40s was not a deal. It was actually quite a bit of money for a plant.
That was an investment.
Yes, but these tomatoes would grow to be, on average, about 2 pounds. And they've had some varieties get to about 4 pounds. But on average, it was about 2 pounds. So people felt like it was worth it because they would get a really big tomato, and it's really juicy, and it's a sweeter tomato. It's actually very good. It's actually one of our favorite varieties that we grow every single year.
Or try.
Well, yeah, this year the deer got to them, as y'all know. But after selling them for $1 a plant, he made $6,000, and he was actually able to pay off his mortgage, hence the name Mortgage Lifter. So it was originally known as Radiator Charlie's Mortgage Lifter. But he was able to create this plant. No, as Ben said, no formal education. He didn't go to school a day in his life. He also did not have any horticultural experience at all.
Other than picking cotton.
Other than picking cotton, yes. And he, just decided he was going to try it. I mean, back then, this was a very different way to actually create new varieties. This was a very different way, but he did it. He actually, apparently, I guess, created a tilling machine as well, but he never patented it. So this guy was quite the entrepreneur, but that is how we get the mortgage lifter. And after hearing that story, we actually went out and got mortgage lifter seeds. We just thought it was such a cool story. And we really enjoy them. They're actually one of our absolute favorite tomatoes. They're really good tasting. They grow really big, great for sauces.
Buckets full.
Buckets full, yeah. And they're an indeterminate, so they will grow and grow and grow until the frost comes.
Yep.
So very prolific grower.
Yes, they are.
So.
And hopefully next year we'll have more.
Yeah, the deer got to, as y'all know.
There are still a few out there that look like they might ripen up for us. So hopefully,
we're hoping.
But yeah, it's just it's fun, as we research our seeds and the plants and all that. We look into the history of them just because it has a little more meaning, like the seeds that our neighbors gave us, the bean seeds. They've been grown here for generations and passed down from the family. Whereas the stuff you get at the store, I can buy the same thing up the road as I could back in Phoenix or wherever else. So
yeah, there's no soul.
Yeah.
To those, right? There's a soul to an heirloom variety that's been created and has a story and has been passed down generation to generation.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with growing the store-bought seeds, but this has a little more meaning. It feels like you're carrying on a tradition.
Yes.
So, anyway, speaking of plants, anyway.
Yes.
We have comfrey for sale at renewedhomestead.com, and so go check that out. While we're at it, go give us a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already. That helps us out always. And the get-together, October 22nd. It is filling up pretty quickly. We've got some spots left, but if you're thinking about it, get on the list so we can have your names and get you there for Pinball and Billy and ourselves.
Yep, and it's RSVP to renewedhomestead@gmail.com.
There you go. Okay.
I think we're good.
I think we're good. So as always, get your pet spayed and neutered. She'll be getting neutered when she gets old enough here.
Yep.
And be good to yourselves and each other, and please keep us in your prayers, and you are definitely in our prayers. And I guess we'll see you on the next video, everybody. God bless. Bye.
Bye, y'all.